Transform your spiritual journey by showing up consistently. Always be there where you need to be. In John 20:19 through verse 25, that's where we have our story about Thomas, who wasn't present with the disciples when Christ made his appearance, and he missed out. And then later we call him Doubting Thomas, because when they told him they had seen Jesus, he said, "I don't believe you. And unless I feel the print in his hand and put my hand in his side, I'm not going to believe you." Hence the nickname Doubting Thomas. Now, I think that's a little bit harsh to call him Doubting Thomas. I get why we do it, and we'll keep doing it. But how many resurrections really happen? You know, if you count them up in the Bible, there's just barely a handful of them. It's not something that happens every day. And so when Christ had been so brutally crucified and buried, the idea that resurrection was tough for Thomas. I can sympathize a little bit, but we call him Doubting Thomas because he didn't show up. He wasn't where he needed to be. He was absent. I'm not sure exactly why he was absent. The Bible doesn't say. The Bible doesn't make an issue of that. He just missed out. If you don't show up, you're going to miss out. There are a lot of people sitting on the sidelines, sitting somewhere else, twiddling their thumbs, looking at Facebook, doing I don't know what, watching TV. And then they complain because nothing's happening in their life. Nothing can happen in your spiritual journey if you don't show up for it. You must show up. You must be present. You must be connected, attentive, looking, seeking. Christ said in Matthew 7 about those that knock, then those are where the doors open up. If you seek, those are the people who find. But those people who are just sitting around channel surfing all afternoon, couch potatoes as we used to call them, no, that's not seeking. That's comfortable, but that's not seeking. So now whether you're going to show up or not, it gets back to choice. This is why we're responsible. This is why God judges us on these matters, is because we have a choice. Do you want to show up? Then show up. Don't want to show up? Then don't. You know, God says it's your choice, but there are consequences, and we'll save the consequences for another lesson. It's your priority. What are you going to do? What is really your priority? If the spiritual journey is really, really, truly your priority, and you're going to show up every absolute time you have an opportunity. If it's not really your opportunity, then you're going to be what I like to call a dabbler. The Bible language is lukewarm. And you're going to be around now and then. And, you know, church is a fun place. If it's not a toxic place, it's a great place to be around a good church family, as we call it, and have some wonderful connections and moral friends. But, you know, those people that just aren't showing up regularly, they're not connected. They're not really interested in the spiritual journey. This is just a weekend club. They just want to be part of the club, and they just want, you know, come often enough to stay a little bit connected. That's not showing up. We're talking about those people that show up. They show up because they want what the Bible has to offer, and so they're studying at church, they're listening to other people, they're getting other input, they're doing their own study, they're showing up consistently, and you have to. I'm sorry, that's just the way it works. You can't train in any skill showing up just once a month, unless maybe it's napping. You have to show up consistently. I'm sure I get it. I'm a preacher. I know every sermon is not exciting, inspiring, exhilarating, but every sermon's important. Every sermon is putting the Word of God forth. And I realize that some are more meaningful to one individual than another, just like when we go out to eat. A dish may please one person and the exact same dish may not be that exciting to another person. That's life. That's the way it works. But there are those sermons that provide the pieces of the puzzle that connect with your life in transforming ways. But if you're not there when the sermon's delivered, you're not going to get it. You got to show up. That's the way it works. I don't care if we're talking about school or work or your hobby or your spiritual journey. If you want to excel, you have to show up. Bottom line. So, something to think about. I hope you'll give it some thought. Put your comments below, and as always, have a great day.